So in your experience in witnessing to Muslims, have you found that there's maybe a few things that prevent people from coming to Christianity, or is it just depends on the person, or is there like mostly just leaving their culture or their families, what they would think about it?
Yeah, so I think in my experience, the biggest reasons people don't leave Islam are fear and complacency. So they, from birth, they are declared to be Muslims, and they're raised to believe that their entire identity, all of their value and their worth, who they are, what they do, and everything about them is completely wrapped up in Islam. And so, and in their family, but the family is also wrapped up in Islam. And so the community, the family, the beliefs, the opportunities that you'll have in life, the way people think about you, all of that is tied to Islam. And so really what I've found is that people have to have a genuine openness to finding the truth. If they and most Muslims do believe there is truth, that truth exists. It's not just my truth or your truth, but they've been taught in hundreds, thousands of different ways from the time they were born to the present that Islam is the truth, and that if they question it, if they doubt it, they will be separated from God. They will go to hell.
So there's no option to make sure it's true. You just have to believe that it's true, or else.
Exactly. Yeah. So doubting and seeking to have your questions answered is highly discouraged, both culturally and in the Quran. The Quran says that when you're told something with regard to Islam, your response is just to say yes and obey. That's it. You cannot have any doubt. You cannot.
No, come let us reason together.
Yeah, none of that.
Okay. Wow.
Right.
So, when you do see people move from Islam to Christianity, is there a similarity in why they move, or it's just they're just more open to seeking the truth no matter where it leads them?
Yeah, I think. Well, I do think that. And the only time I've seen this has happened a lot, but in all of the times that I've seen Muslims become Christians, it's been because they have been completely convinced that Christianity is the truth and that Islam is false. Both of those things. So even if I convince my Muslim friends that Christianity has a ton of evidence that it's Nabeel Qureshi, for example, had said that after hearing Mike Licona debate, I think it was Shabir Ali, he was convinced that the resurrection happened and that Christianity was 99% true. He was 99% certain it was true, but that he was 100% certain that Islam was true. That's what he had been raised with and taught from birth. And so it wasn't enough just to convince him that Christianity was true. He also had to be convinced that Islam was not true. And I've seen that as well. I've had some of my Muslim friends have asked me, they've said, you've convinced me actually that Christianity is true, but I've decided I want to be a Muslim and a Christian. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So you can be Persian and a Christian, you can be Arab and a Christian, but you cannot be a Muslim and a Christian. And they're like, why not? But I think Christianity is true, but I have to be a Muslim. You don't understand, I have to. Like, my family is Muslim. My dad will kill me if I'm not a Muslim. My whole life will be over if I'm not a Muslim, but I know Christianity is true. And I'll tell them, well, you have a very difficult decision to make then. Do you want to follow the truth and go in the direction of truth and goodness and beauty now and for all eternity and be with God? Or do you want to, and you can avoid the temporary hardship of disappointing your family, or you can stick with your family and have a little bit easier path now, probably throughout the rest of this life, and a much difficult, more difficult eternity. I understand. Like, I mean, I really don't understand, to be honest. But I'll tell them. I know. To put myself in your position, I can't say that I've done that. But I can tell you, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I wasn't raised in a Christian home either, and I did not have Christian friends in college during that time, and I paid a price for making that decision. Not the price of my life, of course, which many Muslims do have to sacrifice. They're often killed by their family members for becoming Christians. So I can't pretend to know what that's like.
Right.
But I do know I've experienced pretty much everything this world, this life has to offer. My parents had a lot of money. I had an amazing education. I've had amazing friends. I've lived in amazing places. I've traveled all over the world. I've experienced what this world has to offer. And every day I think about how I can't wait to be with Jesus. Not in a suicidal way, but in if you're ready, let today be the day. That's good with me. And it's infinitely better. It's indescribably better. And so I'm convinced that, as hard as it is, it's the right decision and the best decision.
Yeah.
And I've heard this from many Muslims who have made that decision, who have said, yeah, I lost everything. My family, they don't speak to me anymore. My community is gone. All my job opportunities were lost. My whole identity was lost. But I'm a daughter of the King, and it's worth it. I'll take it. I'll do it any day again.
And of course, God's going to reward those people.
Yes.
But in this life and in the months to come.
Yep. Yeah. And they share that too. I mean, just what a privilege it is to be a part of what God's doing in this world, and how He takes care of them, and how they see His hand on their lives. And in a lot of cases brings family members to Himself as well.
Yeah.
So.